Average Biden scandal. 15 minutes late to church. Average Trump scandal. Raped someone. Polls. Trump 47, Biden 46%. Make it make sense. Like, I'm not even American. This subreddit right now, by the way, full of it. How? Why? Why? Just make it make sense, please. Hello, baby queers, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing white people Twitter for the first time, and it's honestly kind of a confusing subreddit. But then again, I'm confused by a lot of people, so it probably makes a difference. But either way, you know the deal. Before we continue, you're gonna get hydrated. So grab some water, or some tea, or whatever else you like to drink. And then we'll check out some more things. Are you hydrated? Good. Let's go. As we speak, 700,000 truckers are heading to Texas to take our border back. This is our 1776 moment. This is the true sound of freedom. Will Biden go full fascist like Trudeau did? Yeah, this video is from Trucker Convoy protesting the COVID-19 restrictions in 2022. Yeah, those are the same idiots who will be yapping about the price of fuel tomorrow. What the hell are these assholes doing in Texas? Getting drunk and piss on sidewalks? Maybe. But we love it when people on the internet decide that we want to make a point. We don't have any actual evidence to prove our point, so we're just gonna take some random video from 2 years ago and pretend like it's supporting a point, which is already kind of stupid if you do it like in real life. Like if you were trying to make a point and then you show like someone a video to prove your point and it turns out it's a fake video, it's already stupid because they may or may not notice. You never know beforehand if they maybe already know this video from 2 years ago. But if you do it on the internet, people will definitely call you out on your bullshit. So what do you even... Because this is not proving your point or gaining you support for anything, because it seems so ridiculous, because you're just grabbing random things to try to prove a point, you know? Taylor Swift's witchcraft is certainly working for the Chiefs. I tried to warn y'all back in October that the influence of Taylor Swift on your youth with witchcraft was demonic, evil, and Luciferian. Of course, Satan wants to use her now to elect Joe back into the White House to destroy what's left of America. No surprise here. Not the witch we deserve, but the witch we needed. I mean, if it means Trump doesn't get elected again, definitely. But honestly, what I kind of thought we left the whole calling people witches just because they're women who maybe do things we either don't understand or are scared of because they seem powerful, and kind of try to burn them at the stake. I thought we left that behind, but turns out we didn't. That's interesting, but apparently y'all like doing that over there. Oh well. I want to talk. Germany has a big problem with Nazis right now, so there's also that. So I can't really like throw stones for y'all sliding back in time, but how about we both don't do that? Who would you rather be stuck on a remote island with for a month? None of them can bring their money. Nikki Haley, 12.4%. Taylor Swift, 77.3%. E. Jean Carroll, 3.3%. Kamala Harris, 7%. Again, were you posting this poll to try to make a point, not realizing how many people actually appreciate Taylor Swift? Or we're just voting for her in this poll to destroy your points? because both would be fair. Did you really think this was gonna work? Startling new images from NASA suggest Donald Trump may only be the second biggest asshole in the universe. That is, it kind of feels like I need to censor it, but I don't. But that's definitely what it looks like. So, the more you know. Because so far you may thought he's the number one, but apparently it's only number 2 and he's not gonna be happy about it. Trump is worth $3 billion. He could buy 600 million $5 crackers or 3 million $1,000 a night call girls. Why would he ever decide he needs to rape this? Are we really still at the point where we pretend that it is literally just about sex? That it isn't about power or dehumanizing another person? That it's just because he was horny, really? Is that what we're doing? Again, I thought we'd also become smarter than that, but I see that it's not the case for all of us. Good to know. Well, not good to know. I really didn't want to know this because I don't want this to be an actual thought process people have, but oh well. How it feels sleeping without an alarm and without plans. Yeah, and then your body naturally wakes up at 7 a.m. I feel like this subreddit is usually more posts like these, but since America is kind of a dumpster fire right now, we have a lot of memes poking fun of them or posts about that. But I feel like usually it's more this, and that's why I was so confused yesterday when I was collecting these memes, because the contrast, but it do be like that. Unless you're so exhausted that you're completely knocked out. Because if like me and you're constantly kind of sleep depriving yourself, because you can't go to bed early, but then you have to get up early, then well, you might just be knocked out and sleep until 12 and then be very confused how you ever even did that. Pray to you, Jewish lives matter. Christian lives matter. Pray you have totally gone woke. As a Jew, please give us this day. It's a Memorial Day for the worst event in our history. And supporting Jews on Holocaust Memorial Day isn't woke, it's compassionate. Yeah, absolutely no hate towards you, but I just don't believe it happened. If you look at the evidence a lot, it's faulty at best. Okay, trying to make this point of it's all fake, none of it happened is already weird. But you still could have picked any other day to be rude on the internet, basically. But you decided to pick this day because I don't know if you're trying to be disrespectful or if you just really, really don't care about anyone but yourself, and then it's just like, I believe what you believe in is fake, but I'm still gonna be rude on a day that is important to you, but just because I believe it's fake and that's more important, so I'm gonna argue with you. I mean, to be fair, they could just log off Twitter and ignore you, which they probably will, but what? Ben Shapiro. Fact. Rap isn't music. If you think it is, you're stupid. The post-millennial. Wait, what's the time difference? Oh, 2012. He posted this about rap music in 2012, and then in 2024, Tom MacDonald and Ben Shapiro collab for Facts rap song. So, I kinda get it. He probably still wants to say rap isn't music, but he will still kind of, once again, use anything to prove his point. But then again, I have not watched this, because knowing him, he's probably gonna be very proud of it. And someone also commented that apparently he manages to rap slower than he talks, which is, it should be impossible, but apparently that's what he's doing. I don't know. I'm not sure I want to watch this rap, you know? So, I'm a Jew. I'm Ashkenazi, as are most Jews around the world, and many in Israel itself. And all I can think tonight is that Hitler's only mistake was stopping too soon. A pity that. I will likely go for this post, but so be it. I have to say it. It's all I can think of now. Instead of going, okay, I don't believe the Holocaust was real, none of that is real, it's all made up, you decide to go the other route, and this seems worse. This really seems worse. That to just be like, well, he was murdering so many people, hundreds of people every day. I mean, not even to mention the literal war going on, killing additional hundreds of people every day. But you're making it sound like he actually stopped by choice. Like one day he just went, yeah, no, that's good, that's enough, and just stopped. And second of all, what? Like, even if you're not one of the people that would have been murdered, you know, in the actual concentration camps or something, or this would be a wild standpoint, but considering that you would have literally also been brought into these camps and worked to death or just gassed, it seems worse somehow, but also more delusional. I'm not sure, but it's a wild standpoint to have either way. Stand against wokeness. We're bringing back the KKK because wokeness is terrible and people are speaking up for themselves and trying to live the way they see fit and not by some weird standard we made up. Okay. Sure, that makes sense. If President Trump is removed from ballots and they prevent him from being the nominee, I will never vote in another election ever again, and I will use my platform and my lists to make sure millions of other Republicans don't vote either. I will only vote for Donald Trump. I'm struggling to find the downside here. This is another one of those posts where you read it and you start to wonder if people think about what they post. Because the answer is clearly they don't. Because, okay, how's this supposed to be a threat? Because you're aware that the less of y'all vote in general, the more likely the Republican Party is to lose in every election, because you persuaded millions of people that it was a smart idea. I mean, go ahead. It's okay. Do that. If that's what you want to do, you should do that. Today, remember the victims of the Holocaust. Jews, Roma, Sinti, gay men, trans people, disabled people, anarchists, communists, artists, trade unionists, Jehovah's Witnesses, Polish and Soviet prisoners of war. The Holocaust refers to Jews only? Yeah, obviously there are different definitions of the Holocaust. Here we use it in the broader sense of the Nazis' industrialized death machine, remembering the murdered victims and survivors of Nazism. We use the word in recognition of how insufficient language is for these horrors. No, the word Holocaust only refers to the systematic Nazi genocide against the Jews. Nazi persecution of other groups are separate but concurrent things, and collapsing them all into the Holocaust is disrespectful to all groups, especially Jews. Again, I know we talked about Nazis and the Holocaust for 4 years in school, and it was literally never brought up that other groups were systematically, well, they try to systematically erase other groups except for Jews. And I'm pretty sure that wasn't just the case in my school or something. That was probably the case in a lot of places. And to be like, okay, no, but more of us were killed, so trying to roll in all these other groups that were also systematically killed is somehow disrespectful, instead of being like, yeah, sure, more Jews were probably killed than gay men, for example, but we're gonna ignore that they died at all and not keep talking about it. How does that make it better? That doesn't gain you anything, really. But okay. Okay. Alright, moving on. Snopes fact-checked. Biden wore a hard hat backwards is misinformation. Who are you going to believe, Snopes or your lying eyes? To be honest, either someone photoshopped this or he actually really did. Because both this is possible. Because I really don't think they would just be like, hey, we wanna like take a cool photo up with you. We like wanna do a cool photo up with you. So you're gonna have to wear this hard hat. And they're just gonna put him on it backwards. I really don't think so. I really don't think so. A lot of the time when people make Photoshop jobs, it looks pretty obvious. In this case, the picture's just kind of tiny, so maybe put it on as a joke backwards. I really don't know, and I really also don't care. Like, what? Were you posting this to be funny? It'd be like, haha, look what an idiot he is. He can't even wear a hard hat the right way around. Or what's the point you're trying to make? I created my own religion called Big Ol' Babies, and the way it works is that if an adult says something I think is stupid, I imagine them as a tiny little baby in need of love and security, and I remind myself that baby's still in there, just not getting what it needs as much, because they're old now. Yeah, maybe if you could offer nap time with back rubs when adults start being weird. I'm not even sure what, because it seems kind of funny. And that's kind of definitely the image I've had in my mind a lot of times when grown adults will go around throwing the weirdest temper tantrums about insignificant things. You know, I'm having a hard time. Are you talking about people like Trump or about woke people who got mad that you purposely call them slurs or whatever? I don't know what you're talking about, but fair. And also, nap time would probably be a good idea for a lot of people. Americans, what the heck is a Meemaw? A lot of questions about Americans are answered with, I don't know, it's the South. I mean, I just know this term from watching Little Sheldon, so yeah, did I think it's kind of weird at first because I was just not used to it? Yeah, but you get used to it. Listen, if that's like the term of endearment people like using for their grandmother, why not? I mean, if you just like hear the term without context, asking this question still seems fair. And reposting it with, I don't know, it's the South is not a helpful answer, but it still kind of tracks. Dear MANPA MAGA, it was SA, not rape, is not in fact the campaign slogan. You're welcome. Again, this seems like one of the times when people try to like make their point or make a statement without realizing how unhinged it is, because sure, the two things are different, but while I would argue that one of these things is even worse than the other, that doesn't really mean that the first thing is an okay thing to do. And it's okay, he only did that. Like, he only murdered one person, not two people. It's fine. You know, what are these people thinking? How is it still January? because January has 31 days and it's only been 27 so far. Well, congratulations, we made it through January. Somehow. Maybe barely, but we made it. We're still here. It's gonna be one of those years again, probably, where so many things are happening and you don't even know what's happening because there's so much going on. Maybe that's just me. I've literally just been having a hard time keeping up because too many places are doing too many things. And, well, people in places, but, like, it's just too many places. If it was just, like, a really weird election going on again in America, it would maybe probably be fine. Like, you could keep up with that. But there's too many countries. So just it would kind of seem like, it seems to me like it would be a full-time job to keep up with everything. And I cannot. But how is it still? Well, it's February now. But we've only had 1 month of this year. And I think a lot of us already had enough of this year. Because it's not really the year that's at fault here. It's just people do stuff. And they like doing hateful stuff. Which is great. Elon Musk now claims that X could have saved Jews from the Holocaust. Yeah, really. As if Nazis didn't already rely heavily on propaganda, and social media makes the spreading of propaganda and fake information way easier. So first of all, even if it was around, I really don't see how. It's like, what even is this claim? That does not track at all. But sure. Okay. Did you follow it up with something? Like, did you follow it up with reasoning of why you think that way, or did you just? It kind of actually be funnier if you just said this and then just casually moved on to a different topic. But it'd still be. I'm still kind of intrigued if he actually had reasoning for believing this. In a stunning audio release, Michigan and Ohio Republicans are heard stating that the endgame of anti-trans legislation is to ban trans care for everyone. Yeah, we told you so. The end goal is to being trans and eradicating us from society. I'm kind of confused by this top comment. Are you trying to say they're trying to ban trans people altogether? Because yeah, that's what they're doing. I kind of got confused because it kind of sounds like you're saying we're trying to turn everyone trans and eradicate cis people from society, which is nuts. And it's definitely something people have said. Because, you know, they're trying to turn your kids queer. You know, but this is sad, but also very unsurprising. Like, of course, they're gonna do that. You know, they gotta test the waters a bit first, kind of make a little, like, progress and be like, no, we're just worried about the kids, you know, to get people to agree with the idea that maybe trans people aren't great, but you gotta do it subtly at first and then become more crass. This is unsurprising. Just unsurprising. When every time you lose, it's because it was rigged, there is no self-reflection, evaluation, introspection. You don't correct your mistakes or fix your problems because you refuse to accept that you have any. This is one of the many fundamental flaws of MAGA. MAGA's number one flaw is that they hate people. They hate people for, like, literally no reason other than, no, you're just different from me and I don't like it, so I'm gonna hate you. Which I will let you argue as number one flaw. Actually, yes. But generally, people who do this, because it's not just like MAGA people, it's literally too many people who will constantly try to argue that they're always right, and then just say you're making up new shit to prove your point. You know, and they don't. Introspection? No. Not here. Apparently. I don't know, people in general are great at it. I know I'm kind of discrediting the millions of people who do the hard work of doing it because it's not always comfortable. Like, no one likes going like, oh shit, what I did was really wrong. Or I hurt so many people with what I did. Of course, that's not like an easy thing to do. Or even recognizing that you were wrong in general about something. Of course, that's not easy. But just being like, no, I'm right. I don't want to see anything that proves I'm wrong. I'm just gonna ignore everything. I'm right. Seems strange, you know? Opinion. Capping overdraft fees would actually hurt poor families. Shut up. Just shut up. Someone made a comedy of it though. Opinion. Here's why it would be a mistake for the Democrats to do anything that inconveniences rich assholes. Is this what you're getting at? Is that what you're trying to say? Because, again, I'm kind of intrigued to see your reasoning behind this, but are you just worried that people are gonna overdraft more because they're not worried about having to pay that additional fee? You know that people don't really like to. And that a lot of people, I mean, yeah, some people are just bad at money and are incapable of controlling their spending. Sure. But to be like, listen, instead of giving you help to either like fix your issues because you have impulsive spending habits and can't control your money, or hey, maybe we should just raise wages so that people aren't so far below the poverty line that they have to continuously fall into that overdraft. No, we're gonna make weird posts or articles about why it would be a bad idea and would hurt these people to eradicate overdraft fees. Because you're just talking about poor people. You're not even talking about the people with, you know, anyways. Conservative. So a janitor should make $15 an hour. Yes. And I guess kids flipping burgers should make $15 an hour. Yes. Next you're gonna tell me that the grocery shop... Did you just have a list of people you don't respect ready to go? Because the standpoint of I don't believe what you're doing is a real job, so I don't think you deserve the minimum amount of money you need to live. Seems funny, because most jobs exist for a reason, you know? Like, janitors are kind of essential, because unless you wanna take an extra like half hour or hour after your regular job with all your colleagues and clean your entire office building or something, you're gonna very quickly realize that you're gonna need a janitor. And a lot of people like eating at restaurants or at fast food joints. So you obviously need people working there. So yeah, these people should maybe also be able to make enough money without working like 80, 90 hours a week to have enough money to live. I don't really see how that's a weird point. But okay. Neil deGrasse Tyson. The best evidence I can muster that humans are smarter than cats is that we don't chase laser dots on the carpet. Says a man whose career is based on studying tiny pinpoints of light on the sky? What? But honestly, this one, I'd like to believe they're just trying to be funny. Please tell me they're just trying to be funny. Because we're not going around chasing stars in the sky. But it does seem kind of funny if you put it that way. But that's fair. But honestly, kind of coming for cats or saying there's only one type of intelligence also seems kind of a bold point to try to make, I guess. Anyways, we're leaving it here. I'm kind of less confused than I thought I would be, but I am very confused at how people can just hate other people for being like, no, you were born with a certain skin color and I don't like it. I think you're less of a human than me. And then just constantly try to dehumanize literally any other group of people. It seems weird, to say the least, you know? So, very confused by that, but less confused by the subreddit now, I guess, because yeah, if America's a dumpster fire, you kind of need to post about the dumpster fire. I get it, it's fine. But anyways, I think we ranted enough for today. I'm gonna go get myself a lot of water as well. I hope y'all are hydrated too. And I'll be back in a few days with my next video, which I don't know what it will be right now. So it'll probably be less ranty. We'll see.